We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello, Anka Daily News viewers. We continue to convey to you the developments that are shaped in the shadow of war and leave a mark on history. Every new information coming from the battlefields helps us better understand the course of the conflict, while also bringing intriguing details. Today, an event that we came across contains important clues about the hidden face of the war. In recent times, we have witnessed that the war involves much more than direct clashes on the ground. Assassinations stand out as a striking dimension of this complex struggle. In particular, the elimination of strategic targets and the targeting of key figures who can influence the course of the war reveal the extent to which the conflicts are planned and continue in different dimensions. One of the most striking examples of this is the assassination attempt against the commander of Russia's Black Sea Fleet. The footage is not limited to the elimination of a military figure. It also clearly reveals how the war is shaped through shadow operations. So, how did this assassination affect the current balance of the war? Who was behind the scenes of this operation? All these questions suggest that this event will go down in the history of the war. The details that have emerged reveal the chilling dimensions of the moment of the assassination. Is the targeting of a commander just a military move, or is it part of a broader strategy? We'll seek answers to these questions together. The images of the assassination have shocked the world community and have shed light once again on the secretive world of war. Let's take a closer look at the developments. Before we get into our report, a quick reminder. The Anka Daily News team is definitely real. None of my team members or me are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is extremely advanced, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We do read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas about our content. Tell us in the comments what content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. The assassination in Crimea, annexed by Russia, has once again revealed the shadow operations dimension of the war. The footage of the bomb attack on the vehicle of Valery Trankovsky, the commander of the missile and landing ships of the Black Sea Fleet, led to a great resonance in the international public opinion. In the attack on November the 13th in Sevastopol, Crimea, Trankovsky's vehicle was blown up as a result of the detonation of a pre-planted improvised explosive device while underway. This striking incident reveals that the war continues not only on the ground but also through planned attacks on critical strategic targets. The incident in Sevastopol reveals how seriously the parties to the war are taking the intelligence war. In the footage, it's seen that the vehicle driven by Trankovsky was blown to pieces when an improvised explosive device planted underneath the vehicle exploded. A large-scale investigation was quickly launched after the attack, and 2 people were detained in a short matter of time. In the statement made by the Russian Investigative Committee, it was announced that a 38-year-old woman and a 47-year-old man were detained in the terror investigation conducted after the incident. It was claimed that the perpetrators of the attack acted in accordance with the instructions of the Ukrainian Security Service. It was announced that one of the perpetrators was a woman born in 1986 living in Sevastopol and was conducting surveillance to identify Trankovsky's residence, vehicle and movement routes. The second perpetrator, born in 1977, was a man living in Yalta who assembled the explosive device, placed it in the vehicle and carried out the attack. According to the Russian Federal Security Service, the perpetrators confessed to their crimes and materials used in the construction of explosives were seized during searches conducted as part of the investigation. The evidence seized and the way the attack was organized confirmed that the Ukrainian Security Service was the force behind this operation. Valery Trankovsky was known to have played a critical role in the missile attacks against Ukraine and was a key figure in the planning of these attacks. Trankovsky was characterized as a war criminal by Ukraine, especially for ordering the attacks against settlements. It's known that the missile systems of the Black Sea Fleet were actively used in the attacks against Ukraine, and these attacks caused serious casualties. In this context, the targeting of Trankovsky is considered not only a military move but also a strategic message. Ukrainian media also reported that the attack was a meticulously planned operation by the Ukrainian Security Service. The assassination of Trankovsky has brought both Ukraine's intelligence capabilities and the shadow operations dimension of the war back to the agenda. On the other hand, this operation is considered to be a major blow for Russia, not only militarily, but also psychologically. Russian officials have stated that they have increased security measures in Crimea following the assassination and are working intensively to bring those responsible to justice. Russia argues that this attack is a challenge not only to the Black Sea Fleet, but also to the Russian presence in Crimea. The Russian Defense Ministry has announced plans for new operations against Ukraine in retaliation for the attack. Such attacks show that the war continues on different fronts beyond military conflicts. This assassination, especially in a strategic region like Crimea, may lead Russia to reconsider both the balance in the region and its defense plans. Trankovsky's assassination also resonated with the international community. Western countries in particular have warned that such targeted attacks complicate the dimensions of warfare and may lead to increased civilian casualties. However, it remains to be seen whether Ukraine can gain a strategic advantage from the assassination. Increased security measures in Crimea following the attack indicate that tensions in the region may escalate. Russia is expected to strengthen its military presence in Crimea and increase operations against pro-Ukrainian elements in the region. In particular, the increase in the SBU's activities in Crimea raises the possibility of new attacks in the region. The assassination of Valery Trankovsky is considered as an important development that could affect the course of the war. Such assassinations reveal how complex the war has become, not only on the ground but also at the level of intelligence and strategic planning. The consequences of the attack are expected to have far-reaching repercussions not only at the military but also at the diplomatic and psychological level. In conclusion, the assassination of Valery Trankovsky once again demonstrated that the war is not only fought on the front lines, but also over strategic targets. The attack in Crimea exposed Russia's security vulnerabilities and proved Ukraine's intelligence capabilities. However, such actions could further complicate the war and escalate tensions. How Russia responds to this attack will be one of the critical elements that will determine the course of the war in the coming period. What do you think? How could such assassinations affect the front line? Does Russia have a chance to respond to such assassinations? Let us know in the comments. We read and care about your opinions.